We'll continue with our poem after apple picking. We'll start from line 14. But I was well upon my way to sleep before it fell, and I could tell what form my dreaming was about to take. So here we can see there's a sort of time shift. The speaker says that he was upon his way to sleep before the ice dropped, which doesn't make any sense unless you consider that he is already starting to dream about the memory. In real life, he dropped the ice, but in his thoughts before sleep, he cut away from the image before the ice could fall. We are now thinking that it is more likely that the speaker is in bed after a long, hard day than that he is still up on the ladder, which is good because it would be sort of dangerous to fall asleep on a ladder. He guesses what he will dream about when he falls completely asleep. Magnified apples appear and disappear, stem end and blossom end, and every fleck of russet showing clear. So it is no surprise that the poet is dreaming about the apples because he has left his work in the middle. The apples seem to have an otherworldly appearance as they are magnified in his mind. He sees, we can relate to it to our lives when if we leave something in between, we are surrounded by those things. Those things keep on moving in our mind. So here also with the poet too, the apples, because he have left the apples unplucked in between, so he finds or he sees those apples magnified in his mind. They float by him like little orbits or stars across his vision. They keep on appearing and disappearing, similar to how the real apples would disappear into the barrel after he picked them. The speaker can be seen or can see the brownish redded specks, means he is seeing everything in such detail that he is even noticing the brown red specks or dots on the surface of the apples, and the color of those apples is said to be russet, means the color of these apples. My instep arch not only keeps the ache, it keeps the pressure of a ladder round. I feel the ladder sway as the bows bend. The speaker here describes how realistic his dreams about the apple picking are going to be. He can even feel the pressure of the ladder on the bottom of his foot and the swaying of the ladder against the bending branches of the apple tree. Frost zooms in on a very tiny but elaborate detail. He feels here that the speaker feels not only the ache of the ladder on his foot, which would be natural to feel later in the day, he also feels the continuing pressure of the ladder as if he was still standing on it. Since it's now clear that he is dreaming, we'll encourage you to look at a day again to look into it as some biblical story of Jacob's ladder. He can relate it to that. A ladder round is one of the round steps on an old-fashioned wooden ladder. And I keep hearing from the cellar bin the rumbling sound of load on load of apples coming in. So the dream here seems to be very realistic. It seems to be so realistic that you can feel like you are right there with him in the orchard. The poet, the speaker is hearing the sound of barrel of apples being unloaded into a bin for sorting, as is practically done during the harvest season. The speaker is not only an apple picker, others also are working in the orchard where he is around. He hears the sound of barrels of apples being unloaded into a bin for sorting, and the speaker is not alone over there. There are other people also who are working along with him. They are constantly emptying and refilling their barrels throughout the day. For I have had too much of apple picking, I am overtired of the great harvest I myself desired. Here he states that in the most direct terms that he is almost sick of picking apples. So he is almost bored of the work that he is doing. He is rhyming the couplets with pairing of overtired and desired. This could be the moral of the poem, except it occurs in the middle. And we can also say that it's not very profound. We had already guessed that this was his attitude. The speaker used to be really excited for the harvest, but now he's bored from it. Finds it good for nothing. The first word of the line is for, as if Frost were explaining why he has just imagined the harvest so vividly. But we find that there is no logical connection between being sick of picking apples and thinking about apples. There were 10,000 fruits to touch, cherish in hand, lift down, and not let fall. For all that struck and let fall. The speaker here elaborates on why he has grown tired of the harvest, because it has become monotonous for him. As this activity involves picking from plants, the process grows really old really fast. It's very monotonous to pick and drop again and again, and there are so many apples to be picked in the orchard. 10,000. That's an though maybe it's an exaggeration. So he has given this message that it is a very monotonous work to keep picking the ripe apples, and so he is bored from it. In the beginning he was excited about his work, but now he has become totally bored from this. We'll continue with the next lines in our next lecture. Thank you.